Welcome, and today we're going to cover the history of Southern Pacific 4449. Hope you enjoy it. Also, this video is my first collaboration with someone. Thanks to Trains of the Union Pacific Portland sub for helping me. 4449 is a Class GS4 484 Northern built by Lima Locomotive Works for the Southern Pacific in 1941. 4449, the last locomotive delivered in the first batch of GS4s delivered. Its early career, it pulled the Coast Daylight. However, after the arrival of newer GS4, it was bumped to the Golden State Route and Sunset Route trains. 4449 was reassigned to the Coast Division in the early 1950s. One of 4449's career highlights occurred on October 17, 1954, when 4449 and 4447 pulled a 10-car train for the Railway and Locomotive Historical Society. The train went from LA to Owensboro, California. In 1955, 4449 was painted black and white, and its tree bonding was removed. 4449 was reassigned to the San Joaquin Valley line, sometimes pulling trains such as the San Joaquin Daylight. Semi-retired on September 24th, 1956, to use an emergency locomotive. He was officially retired on October 2nd, 1957. In 1958, Southern Pacific decided to donate a steam locomotive to the city of Portland. 4449 was saved because it was the first in the Den line. While 4449 was in Portland, it was unfortunately repeatedly vandalized, including the builder's plate. It was quickly deteriorated due to neglect. These conditions weren't as bad as you would expect. A man named Jack Holst. He was a Southern Pacific employee and was also a member of the Pacific Northwest of the NRHS. He kept 4449's bearings old in case they would move again. That would prove helpful later on. It was considered for restoration in 1974 for the Freedom Train.
The second Freedom Train, the American Freedom Train, toured the country in 1975 to 76 to commemorate the United States bicentennial. The 26-car train was powered by 3 newly restored steam locomotives. The first pulled the train was former Reading Company T1 Class 484-2101. The second was the former Southern Pacific 4449, a 484 steam locomotive, which pulled the train through the western region. The third was the former Texas Pacific 610, which pulled the train in Texas. Each locomotive pulled the train throughout a different part of the country due to light rail loadings and track conditions on the Louisville-Nashville Railroad. Diesels hauled the train from New Orleans to Mobile, Alabama. Diesels were also required in Chicago after a steam locomotive derailed attempting to negotiate the tracks by the Chicago Lakefront.
Alright. Now, another one cool thing about the 4449, which it uses an additional Amtrak unit on its passenger.
In 1981, 4449 was returned to its daylight colors for the first rail fair in Sacramento. In 1984, 4449 pulled an all-daylight painted train from Portland to New Orleans and back. This 7,477-mile round trip was the longest excursion for steam locomotives in American history. Also in 1984, 4449 would be displayed at New Orleans World's Fair. In 1986, 4449 went to Hollywood to appear in Tough Guys. In 1989, 4449 and 844 will be teaming up for the 50th anniversary of Los Angeles Union Station. 4449 will return to Sacramento in 1991 and in 1999. In 2000, the locomotive was painted black and silver for a BNSF Employee Appreciation Special. In early 2002, 4449 was once again painted daylight colors to honor 9/11. 2004, 4449 was returned to daylight colors. Also in 2004, it teamed up with 844 for some double-header excursions in the Pacific Northwest. In June of 2012, 4449 was put on display at the Oregon Rail Heritage Center, where it still sits today. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to check out more history videos on my channel. Special thanks to Trains of the Pacific Portland sub for helping me make this video, and Tony the Amtrak Rail Fanner and Gaming Railroads.